There are 4 different data types, and it's important to understand the type of data because that influences which statistic you're going to use. And when you're reviewing an article, you can tell, oh, looks like they might have used the wrong test statistic, and you'll wonder why it got published, and that just happens sometimes. So the first is nominal. You can think of that as name only. So there might be numbers, but the numbers don't mean anything. There's no order to that. Just name only. Could be ethnicity categories, could be gender, residence, urban, rural. Name only regardless of whether or not it's a name attached to it. Ordinal or in order. So there's rank ordering of categories. Important, and on the next slide I'll distinguish between the next data type, is that although there's order, the relative step size between those categories is not assumed to be equal. And so a Likert scale that's demonstrated here on the slide is a good example. So you go from strongly disagree to strongly agree. And although we as researchers might want people to think that or to use this scale like the difference between strongly disagree to disagree is identical to the step between neutral and agree, it really usually isn't. So there's an order, but not equal sizes between those categories. And then we're going to contrast this with an interval or ratio. And a good example here would be a classic pain measurement scale that you will use in a clinic setting where you have 1 to 10, and we take, in this case, little images from no pain through to the most severe pain possible. And we try to coach people so that really the difference between 1 and 2, that relative change, should be the same as the relative change from 8 to 9, just throughout that scale, so that you could actually take a proportion if you needed to, because you're assuming equal size of those categories. And then we have more true continuous variables that you'll be familiar with: heart rate, blood pressure, temperature, weight, all those theoretically continuous variables. So data types.